This week is Fire Prevention Week. Joining us now, we have the fire chief from Port Colborne, Tom Cartwright. Welcome to the program, Tom.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to meeting with you.
Now, Tom, COVID-19 has sort of, I guess, forced you to scale back some of the things that you would have normally done during Fire Prevention Week. What did you have to cancel?
Basically, the biggest thing we had to cancel this year was our annual open house. We've tried to make up for it in other ways, though.
The focus this year on Fire Prevention Week is about kitchen fires, and that's kind of timely. There was a big kitchen fire back in June in Port Colborne, $300,000 damage. Was it Wentworth Street where that took place? Can you tell us a little bit about that fire, how it started?
It was actually on Wellington Street, in Port Colborne. What happened was a lady had the intention to cook French fries on the stove in her townhouse unit. And as well, she had a barbecue going in the patio just outside the door. And she left the kitchen stove unattended with the oil on the stove for a period of time. It had an opportunity to boil over, and then obviously the kitchen caught on fire. And she was outside barbecuing or working with her hamburgers, and the smoke alarm alerted her to the fact that she actually had a fire in her home.
Other than the $300,000 price tag, there was also an injury for two of your firefighters during that incident.
Yeah, over the course of the fire, it was a very hot day, and we had two of our firefighters suffer heat exhaustion. They were turned over to EMS, and they then transported them to hospital. The last one got out of hospital around 11 o'clock at night. Both returned to work their normal jobs the next day. One works for the city in the public works, and the other one was a full-time firefighter, and they were able to come to work without any further problems.
You point to something that is really quite important when you consider the fact that your fire department is made up of staff members as well as volunteers.
That's correct. We have approximately 12 full-time firefighters, minimum of 2 on duty, and the remainder of the department is made up of volunteers who come to calls. A lot of our response, we had a very good turnout that particular day. Because of the time of the day, we had a lot of people in the immediate area. We were able to get to the hall quickly, get to the trucks, and then get to the call to assist us.
Tom, I bring all of this up. I know it happened 4 months ago, but it is still timely in light of what the focus is this year on Fire Prevention Week. Often with Fire Prevention Week, it's a reminder about smoke alarms, changing your batteries, and all of that stuff. But today, we're really talking about, I should say this week, we're really talking about kitchen fires and being more diligent about working in the kitchen safely.
You're absolutely right. This year's focus is on careless cooking or cooking fires in a home. With the COVID event that's taking place over the last number of months, there's been a significant spike in kitchen fires, in all likelihood because more people are at home cooking meals rather than going out, as a lot of people do. So there's been a significant increase in kitchen fires.
What are some of the reminders that you'd like to give people today at the beginning of Fire Prevention Week?
Well, the biggest reminder we want to give people is that they should never leave cooking unattended. They should always stay in the immediate area. They should recognize how to deal with a fire if it does start to get large for them. They should shut the stove off if it's safe to do so. Make sure that no loose clothing gets near flames. Use a lid, have a lid readily available to put on a pot. But the most important thing in my mind is people have a tendency to want to try to put the fire out and or move the pot from the stove. Both those things can be dangerous in the sense that people think water will put fire out. If it happens to be an oil fire, that only makes it dramatically worse. And obviously moving any pot that may be on fire can cause the fire to grow quickly. We always want to remind people to make sure they have working smoke and carbon monoxide alarms in their home. You should have a smoke alarm on every level of your home, a carbon monoxide alarm in any area in which you sleep. To go along with that, make sure you change your batteries on a regular basis and make sure that it's not more than 10 years of age. If it is, please replace it. If you need assistance with that, don't be afraid to contact us at our office. And if I can, I'll just give that number. It's 905-834-4512. We'll be more than happy to assist you.
Tom, thanks for joining us today. That's Tom Cartwright, Port Colborne's Fire Chief. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. And please never think it can't happen to you. Fire kills. Thank you.